Welcome everybody to another episode of HomeKit Insider. You've got me, Andrew O'Hara, here with my pal. It is Steven, welp, that's not my tongue, Robles. How are you doing, man?
We're doing all right. That might be one of the most troubling intros that you've introduced me with yet. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I do play trumpet, and I do know about double tonguing and triple tonguing. So that's a thing. If there's any brass players out there, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I was trying to play into it. I always try to say something about it. It's a thing. It's a technique. What do you want? What do you want from me? That was my degree in trumpet. Anyway, we got a lot of news here. We got 17.2. The betas came out, and big changes to Apple TV. So we're going to talk about that. Some other HomeKit devices, and some questions from listeners. It's very exciting. And before we jump into it all, everyone, don't forget, check out the Apple Insider podcast, which comes out every Friday. Me, Wes, and William. We talk about all the news. And the Apple Insider Daily Podcast. Top headlines Monday through Friday in just a few minutes. And speaking of headlines, so I was trying to do a news sound effect. iOS 17.2, the beta is out. I forgot when this came out. I feel like we've lived for a month this past week. Because as listeners listen and watch this, last week it was the Scary Fast event and all the M3 stuff, which I don't even know if we'll have time to talk about today. I mean, I'm sure you'll have it in hand very soon. Did you get your hands on a black one, by the way? Space black?
We got stuff ordered, yeah. There'll be a space black one here next week.
Very good, very good.
New iMac to play around with, yeah, fun stuff.
Yes. Yeah, all the configurations, at least, I put in an order and then I immediately canceled it because I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I mean, I'm not going to go, what am I going to make a video about return? I'm not doing any of that. But then I was like, I still get a $1,000 trade-in for my M1 Pro, MacBook Pro, which is not bad. You could probably get more on like the third market. I was like, it's not a bad trade-in. And that space black, I mean, it looks very tempting. But I'm going to see the video.
What configuration were you choosing?
Well, the first one that I ordered then canceled was like the M1 Pro, the higher tier. So like the more GPU cores.
You mean M3 Pro?
Oh, my goodness. Yes, the M3 Pro. I'm wearing an M1 shirt. I'm saying the M2 Pro, but I mean the M3 Pro. I didn't even think about this. This is a good shirt to wear. No, I went for the M3 Pro, the higher tier, like 32 gigs of unified memory, 2 terabytes, and it was like over $3,000. And I was like, this is great. I also have a Mac Studio sitting on my desk that is like great. I have no issues with it. Never slows down. I really have no need for anything. And I still have my M1 Pro 14-inch. That is also great, and it doesn't slow down. And so it's like, this is ridiculous. I mean, I wanted the space black, but I'll wait. So, anyway, did you get a maxed out one? Pun intended.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that, what are they saying? Based on those leaked benchmarks, that the M3 Max is as powerful as the Ultra chip inside the Mac Studio, or the Mac Pro.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. I mean, the Mac Pro, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they'll do some kind of like M3 Extreme this year, like there have been rumors, but unless that happens, I'm like, what is that even doing there? I know people want PCIe slots, I guess, like 5 people, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot more than 5. I'm pretty sure it's like half of Hollywood that is, like that's, like they're running those things on sets, like, I mean, I know you can do a lot of Mac Studio now, but no, there's still a lot of those pro high-end workflows that are relying on PCIe slots and stuff like that. So yeah, it's absolutely niche, but Apple, I don't think, wants to lose that part of the market that it basically did with the trash can Mac Pro.
That is true. That trash can, that was a blight on the history of Apple computers. The trash can Mac Pro, those MacBook Pros that had the butterfly keyboard, like there was just an era there where it wasn't great for Macs, but now it's amazing for Macs. It's wonderful. So, well, we'll talk about more of that when you have it in hand. We'd love to dive deep on that, see that space black on camera. But 17.2, the betas are out. The Journal app is finally out for the 17.2, and we have some HomeKit Secure video options that a listener sent us, David Wages on X, which we'll get to in a second. I just want to mention the Journal app quickly. Because I was trying it out, and it's supposed to suggest lots of different content, like music you've listened to, podcasts, locations, photos. So far, I've only been able to get it to suggest photos, and I'm not sure. I turned off suggestions and turned on. If our listeners are on the beta, there is a journal app now in the settings. So if you go to the settings app, journal is its own section, and you can turn on or off suggestions. And I'm waiting for those new suggestions to show up. Have you played around with it, or do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did a whole video deep diving into everything that's there now, but it feels a little on the bare bones side, and I'm not sure if that's one, by design, or if it's two, like, we're just waiting for features to still be added. Like, it could go either way, because Apple hadn't given us a first look yet, so we don't know what the final form of Journal will look like. Like, I know people are complaining, like, oh, there's not even, like, a search functionality or anything. I'm like, I can see that. Like, that would be a nice thing to be able to search through memories and stuff, especially if you use this for, like, a year or two, and you want to be able to find things. Because you're not going to just scroll through days, weeks, months of your written content. So like maybe they'll come later. But I haven't had any suggestions to show up yet, and I had a lot of comments on my video saying, "Hey, I'm not seeing suggestions yet, other than photos." So I think that's for sure coming. Like that's one of their toutable features. Just maybe not here in Beta 1.
Yeah, so we'll follow up. I think in future betas, and hopefully see more content. And finally, the HomeKit secure video options. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember these as being options, but David Wade just sent us a screenshot. In the Home app, when you go to a HomeKit secure video camera, you can have a bunch of toggles for when you get notified for what, like are animals detected, vehicles detected, and it seems like they've now added unknown people and unknown faces, and so you can toggle this on or off. So let's say someone comes up to your door, rings it, they're not in your photos, you've never inputted their name or recognized this face. Sometimes you might get a notification saying an unknown person is at the door, or someone's at the door, or a group of people are at the door. I've gotten that sometimes. And it seems like if you don't want to get notifications for that kind of stuff, you can now toggle those off per camera. So I don't remember these settings being here before. Do you?
I don't remember them being there before, which is, I like that this is a thing, but can we still get like toggles for thing, or like notifications or automations for these? Like that's what I want. Like I don't add more of things that I still can't do stuff with. Like you can control the recording based on those, like only record when there's unknowns, fine with that, good addition. But let me, like, I don't know, lock the door when someone I don't know approaches, like something like that.
Ooh,
like
that'd be nice.
Yeah,
That'd be
there's
nice.
a lot of things that would be nice, but we can't do anything with these things other than change your recording.
Yeah, I forgot about this. If you do go into a specific camera in the Home app and you go to face recognition, it shows a bunch of faces that it has seen recently, and you can go in and name the person if they're in your contact. I'm doing this live as I say it because I totally forgot about this. You can, if they're one of your contacts, you can actually choose the contact, and then that will help the algorithms know that, oh, this is someone that is in your contacts. Or if they're not in your contacts and photos, you can actually just do a custom name. And I actually did that for one of the people in our neighborhood that plays with my kids. This little person comes often, rings the doorbell and says, can so-and-so play outside? And so I don't have any photos of them in my camera roll. Obviously, they're not a contact because they're little. But I went in and I made her put a name to her face, and now whenever she rings the doorbell, I get a notification that so-and-so is at the door, and it's pretty cool. So recommend you do that because it's fun to be able to see who's at the door just by whether they ring it or not. That's cool. Now, also, tvOS 17.2, one of the other betas, has a slight redesign. There's a slight redesign here, and it's basically a sidebar that now appears. And I assume you're running the beta, and I've not installed the beta on any Apple TVs just yet, but how do you initiate this sidebar? Is it a long menu hold, or what is this?
So there's two ways to invoke it. So the first is basically swiping all the way to the left on any of the bars. So you have all those horizontal scroll bars that you would like search through content. If you keep swiping all the way to the left, when you get to that far left item and swipe again, this will appear. Or while you are in the TV app and you hit like the back button, the menu button, whatever it's called, the sideways arrow, it will pull this up. If it's like, you went back to this main screen, hit it one more time, and it's going to push you to this. So that'll just slide out from the side. And at first I was a little torn about it, but I'm coming around on it for two things, but I have one suggestion that I still want Apple to make. So what do you think about it?
It looks cool. I like the quick access to like the different apps, which, you know, one of the things might be you turn on your Apple TV, you're on your Watch Now page, but you really just want to open Disney Plus. So you got to go back out, scroll around on the home screen. If I can invoke this little side menu quickly, swipe down real fast and hit Disney Plus, that's nice. I like that library and store are very prominent here in the menu, because previously it felt like it was kind of far away to get to your library. Just look at the movies that you've purchased in the past. And, you know, that the individual channels like Apple TV, you know, if I'm watching Apple TV Plus original content, or if I'm just trying to see what's new, you know, I think I like the quick access. I'll actually have to update one and play around with using it, but I think I'm going to like it. I think it looks good.
So it is nice and easy to access. It is easy to move around. One of the things that I really like is on the Watch Now page, it actually has like a TV for you or something section, and it's a
My
whole
TV,
bar. Yeah, My TV right there. And it shows all the apps that you use and recommended content for those. I like this a lot because it knows specifically the apps that you have on your Apple TV, and even shows you like where they're playing on. So I like that a lot. So here's the downside though. They've put Apple TV channels and your apps together in that sidebar. So like for me, I have the Paramount Plus Showtime channel inside of the Apple TV app, but there's also a dedicated Paramount Plus app. So normally I frequently go to the TV app, and then I just scroll down. If my content's not right there in the bar already, I would scroll down like a couple rows and click on the Paramount Plus one. But now when you pull this open, I have to scroll way down to find Paramount Plus on the list, and it's like there's a lot. Like I don't really use some of these. Like I'll have on there. Like these are all Wes's screenshots, but I definitely have a lot of apps I don't use frequently. Like I do have Crunchyroll on mine, but I'm not in there often by any means, and it's going to be the top of the list, and just like another item to scroll through before you get to the one you want. And then you have to like wait which is the one that's like a channel versus the app, if they're like both there. So that part's a little confusing. My personal preference would be if you have any Apple TV channels that you're subscribed to, like pin them at the top, like underneath Apple TV Plus, because like you're subscribed to that, put that there, or allow you to reorder that list to put the ones that you use at the top.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, being able to reorder it. Those are good, and I would like those. I'm glad this is kind of just an updated method of organization. I think this is one step in the right direction, just in the Apple TV experience as a whole. But, yeah, that's cool. Well, we see how they iterate it in further betas, but, no, it looks cool. Looks cool. All right, so we got a couple of HomeKit devices and some news and things we're going to tease. Before we do, though, I'd like to thank our first sponsor. Literally, they have provided me lunch like every day. I'm eating one of these every day for lunch. I think there's an old saying, a factor a day keeps the doctor away. That's not part of their shtick, but I'm saying that right now because that's how much I love Factor. Factor Meals is amazing. It's delicious. I just can't get enough. Listen, Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. Can help you fuel up for a fast breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Andrew, I know you love Factor too, right? You've been on it.
I do. I'm on the Factor. I'm on the Factor, Steven.
You're on the Factor.
And I can't stop.
On the Factor train.
It's so good, though. I love. My favorite is tossing it in the toaster oven and just heating it up there. It does not take long. It's so easy to do. I like that it's always like the random things for me. Like I like a lot of vegetables, but I don't always have all of them. So if it would be nice, like, oh look, here's some broccoli in here. Here's some carrots. Here's some potatoes. Like all those things that you don't have to have them on hand. Like I can have meat in the freezer, but then it's a whole process. This is so convenient, so delicious.
Oh, so good.
So easy to set up. I love it.
Yeah. I can tell you right off the top of my head, $375 in the toaster oven for 7 minutes. Boom, you're done. I do it every day. I just know it. $375, 7 minutes.
You know my other favorite thing about them is?
Boom.
The tiny little like sauces or butters that they come with.
Yes.
That'll come in the little
I love the sauces.
And then they're so good.
Yes, they're so good. I had a Fiesta Lime chicken. I actually had it was a veggie bowl the other day. So there was actually no meat, which I was a little wary of. I like having the meat in the bowl, but this one was no meat. It was like a tamale a Fiesta Bowl. It was delicious. It was just wonderful. So listen, we're heading into the holidays as you listen to this episode. We got Thanksgiving. We got all the December holidays. Listen, with Factor, skip the extra trips to the grocery store. Save a bunch of time. All the chopping, prepping, cleanup. You're going to be doing that for those big meals around the holidays. So on those lunches, those dinners is leading up to it, get Factor. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals ready in just 2 minutes. And skip the stress of meal prepping, meal planning. Choose from 35 plus weekly flavor-packed, fresh, never frozen meals. And again, if you have special occasion meals, you can level up with our with the Factor Gourmet Plus options. Now, wait a minute, I haven't heard of this yet. Factor. I would like to see some of these in a future box. Gourmet Plus options, prepared to perfection by chefs ready to eat in record time. Enjoy premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. Or maybe I have gotten some of that. I've gotten asparagus and stuff.
I was going to say, I know my grandpa ordered some, and he got like the filet with truffle butter, and he said it was fantastic.
Oh, excuse me. That's living large. I like it. And it's so good. So, and Factor has you covered with lunch to go, too. Wholesome meals like grain bowls, salad toppers. Really, I've been having Factor for lunch like every day. I just need to say. Also been having their pumpkin spice protein shakes in the morning. Very, very good. Love it. You can also get Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more. And plus, there's 45 plus add-ons, again, like breakfast items, apple cinnamon pancakes. I got to get some breakfast items. Bacon and cheddar egg bites, potato bacon, and I'm getting hungry right now. I got to make a Factor meal. Anyway, 100%. Also, you're just going to love it. You're going to love it. So November, get Factor. Enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals. Enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your drawer, ready in just 2 minutes in the microwave. Again, I prefer the toaster oven. 7 minutes at $3.75. Just saying. Head to factormeals.com/HomeKit5050. Use the promo code HomeKit5050 and get 50. That's a lot of percent off. 50% off. That's code HomeKit50 at factormeals.com/HomeKit50 to get 50% off. That link is in the show notes as well. Thank you, Factor, for providing me lunch every day. I love it. Wonderful. Factor. Okay. Let's talk real quick about a couple HomeKit devices that were announced, and one is available, actually. This is an Onvis new security device. Basically, it's a contact sensor with an alarm. And so if it was something where you wanted to get 120 decibel alarm and also contact sensor, and this is HomeKit over Thread, which is nice. So it's a Thread device. And it's not available just yet, but it should be coming soon. And again, Onvis is a brand we know and love. It's been around for a long time. And so, yeah, contact sensor alarm. There you go. I know we get this question a lot, but, you know, security, home security in HomeKit, I think the Abode IOTA is still probably one of the best options. Aqara, you can actually get their hubs that have, like, alarms and then integrate all the Aqara stuff. But I would love some more in 2024. We should do a wish list coming soon, Andrew. In 2024, I would like more home security options, just like whole home systems that work with HomeKit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Because there's not really any more, right? There's not any.
There's not a ton.
Different ones that come out.
I feel like now everyone's just waiting for like Matter integrations. Like, why are we gonna bother starting to do a HomeKit only thing? But that may be better because HomeKit security systems have so many limitations right now. Like you can only use that brand's sensors to like trigger door alarms and breaches. So it'd be nice to be able to, maybe if we have Thread as more open standard, we could just use any other Thread door sensors or window sensors to trigger that alarm. And then we wouldn't need so many. Like, do your doors look ridiculous these days? Like with the sensors on them? Because I just keep like
There's a lot of doors.
Stacking them.
A lot of sensors.
On my main door. Because some of them are for specific systems, like the Abode for use like for the security, and then I'll have ones like the Ecobee that I'm using for like, hey, turn off the AC or the heater because the door is open, like stuff like that. So there's a lot of sensors that I'm like just stacking on my door. I had the August one for a while, right? It's got its open close sensors on there. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. I have these doors where I've talked about it before, but the molding is off. Like it's the door is deeper than the molding, and so I have to do this weird thing where I like stack a bunch of like 3M strips or something to get the door contact sensor even with the thing. So anyway, hopefully, I don't know, more options like that. I know the Eve one comes with a bunch of little like things that you can go up. But anyway, also another device, the smart dimmer switch from Orvibo is now Matter certified. And so this is, a wall plate thing. You can put it on your wall. You can get it on Amazon right now, at least here in the U.S., a little touchscreen controller. And now that it has added Matter, you can use this in a HomeKit. And you can have a nice little touchscreen on the wall. Now, there's a coupon right now, 35% off coupon. Oh, I'm not going to sign in. Okay. So there's a 35% off coupon. But this is a cool little wall controller. Again, it's a smart touchscreen. You can use it as a dimmer switch, and it supports Matter. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And so if you're looking for a little wall control here, yeah, slick. Looks cool.
Nice.
$80.
Looks like they've got a built-in intercom system there. If you're not using a HomePod for that.
It does appear to be that way. Like you could broadcast. The intercom symbol is like the HomeKit intercom, but I'm not sure if that's like.
I don't think so.
They just use that. I don't think it's the official HomeKit. But no, it looks good. So we'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. If you'd like to try it out, let us know if you try it out. Now you have on here a level lock clarification.
Clarification.
Did we say something that is?
So I think it might have been 2 episodes ago. Steven, if you can remember, but we talked about Level. I don't even know if we actually talked about it on the show because I wanted more clarification. But Level is introducing thread support for multi-family dwellings, and the whole thing was like, it allows the whatever apartment complex, whatever, to be able to have really easy control over all of the different levels that are in the home. And I was like, so you're adding thread to the level lock, but we're not doing it for normal houses. And I was very confused by this. This is also kind of around the time when they were announcing their wall extender, right, for the Wi-Fi bridge.
Right.
So I was trying to get more clarification about this, and I did. So basically, the locks themselves in these multi-dwelling homes, they're actually communicating with, I believe, these or a version of these bridges. And these bridges are thread, not the locks themselves. So the locks in these multi-dwelling places that they're having these set up, they actually communicate to the bridge over Zigbee, and then all of the hubs will connect to one another, creating a mesh network throughout the apartment complex or whatever multi-family dwelling these are installed in. So that's the specific difference, because I was just very confused why thread was being enabled but not for actual users. So I did inquire further about the thread being enabled, and I'll be honest, I did not get the exact answer that I'm looking for, because my specific question is why aren't you enabling thread without Matter? Why not enable thread? You're pitching a home key lock. You're really specifically targeting a lot of Apple users here. It's pretty easy for thread for Apple users between HomePod, HomePod Mini, Apple TVs, and everything. Why are you not enabling thread? Now we have thread on our iPhones. It seems like it would make sense to enable thread, even if you don't have Matter. So this is the response that I got from Ken Goto, who is the CTO of Level. Again, I'm asking why there's no thread without Matter. The quote starts, "Matter over thread is something we're following closely. We are indeed working on a specific Matter release for 2024. That being said, Matter is a development platform, and while we indeed support it, we will do so in a way that we feel delivers the best possible user experience, a level experience to our customers. Matter over thread is an exciting convergence and promises to open interoperability for devices across different ecosystems. We are excited about the developing Matter platform and will bring our best-in-class user experience to Matter in 2024 when we expect to do so in a way that meets our high standards." Now, I will say, that is one sentence repeated 4 times. But it does not still explain why we're not getting thread without Matter. I don't know why we're not getting thread without Matter, because I would like it. We don't need, especially for HomeKit users, we don't necessarily need Matter here. We want thread. That's the bigger piece for, I think, a lot of us. So I don't know. I'm not sure why, but that's the clarification on how the multifamily stuff was going and with their connectors and all that stuff. It's just a little bit confusing.
That felt like the most PR answer. I don't even. It's how can we say a lot of things without saying anything?
It was expand your response to 500 words.
Yeah, it's like ChatGPT expanding that. Okay, that's something.
But it sounds. I mean, the firmer thing here is it sounds like we're not getting anything until 2024, and that's when we're going to see Matter and Thread on all of our level locks. That's the takeaway, but no further clarification on why no Thread without Matter.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you for that clarification. All right, real quick, I wanted to talk about internet speed real quick because I have fiber internet where I live, and I recently updated to 2 gigabit service because it was like $20 more per month, and I wanted it, and I wanted to see how fast I could upload things. So I got it, and then I fell down the rabbit hole of like, what is capable of speeds faster than a gigabit. And I just, like, I'm over here, like, buying, like, network adapters now that I've never even heard of, like SPF Plus. I'm adding new switches, all this kind of stuff. I did finally manage to get over 2 gigabit speeds up and down on my Mac Studio, which is pretty sweet, so let me just say. And so I finally got that. But then I was like, what can I get over Wi-Fi? Because my iPhone and my iPad has Wi-Fi 6E. Now, 6E is capable of up to 1,700 megabits down, but I would need new access points, and I'm not ready for that just yet. But then, our friends at Eero, who we've talked about before, they saw my incredible internet speeds. They sent me a couple of these. This is the Eero 7 Max. These are Wi-Fi 7, which I have no devices that have Wi-Fi 7, but it is still, you can still get Wi-Fi 6E speeds with these. And what's wild is these have 4 Ethernet ports on the back, 2 10 gigabit ports, 2 2.5 gigabit ports. Also USB-C for power. So kudos to Eero. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I'm working to try and figure this out. I'm going to have so much frequencies flying through my body over the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I turn into an X-Man. That's what I really hope. I hope that, Cyclops it. No, not Cyclops. This is going to be hard to make videos if I'm like Cyclops. I'll go Wolverine. I'd go like Wolverine. Anyway, I'm going to try these out. And even though I have no Wi-Fi 7 devices, I'm going to see what I can get on my iPad and iPhone with Wi-Fi 6E speeds. And I have another Ubiquiti Unify switch coming because. So anyway, I'll do a follow-up. But if anybody wants just to nerd out about internet speeds, I'm going to do it very soon. If there's any network experts out there, we'd love to hear your thoughts on 6E versus 7. Apple's probably not going to make a Wi-Fi 7 device. I don't even know if the iPhone 16 would be Wi-Fi 7. It'd probably be the next
I think we heard maybe Wi-Fi 7. So Wi-Fi 6E was not a major jump in terms of Wi-Fi performance. So there's actually no speed improvements really to Wi-Fi 6E at all. Wi-Fi 6E is what enabled the new 6 gigahertz bandwidth or spectrum.
Right.
So there's normally like 5 and 2.4. Right. Now we have 6. So you've got 6, 5 gigahertz, and 2.4. The problem is when you get to 6, 5 already was terrible at going through walls. 6 is even worse.
Yes.
So that's your big problem. It's like 6 can give you your best speeds and it's less congested, but it travels shorter distances and can't go through walls. So
right.
Yeah, so 2.4 is a ghost that permeates a wall, and Wi-Fi in the 6 gigahertz spectrum is like throwing a marshmallow at a wall. It's just going to stop it. And
Yes.
So Wi-Fi 7 though is huge. That's the big upgrade that everyone's been waiting for.
When I do the speed tests, I'm going to hold the phone this close to the router, which is 3 inches if you're listening to the podcast. I want to see what that speed is. And then I will go one wall over, and then I'll run another speed test and see what happens. I did manage to get close to a gig speeds over Wi-Fi, but there was some weird Ethernet things going on. I'm going to try and get 1.5 gigs over Wi-Fi so I can stream YouTube videos really fast, I guess. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I'm excited. So that's that. I'll do a follow-up later. Real quick, I see another FineWoven comment here, and so I'm curious what you have to say about it. But before we do that, I don't know if you're going to tease it or you're going to flash something. No. Okay, no, Andrew, he teased something. But before we do, we want to thank our second and final sponsor, our good friends at ZocDoc. Guys, if you have listened to the show for any length of time, you have heard us talk about ZocDoc. And if you've never tried it, now is the time. Now is the time to try ZocDoc. Maybe you're on the hunt for a new doctor You've gone on Facebook, that social network from decades past, and you ask for recommendations, and who knows what kind of recommendations you're going to get on there. People suggesting doctors. You got Dr. Kevorkian, you got Dr. Mengele. You don't want any of those doctors, okay? So it's like, don't go to those. Where you want to get your recommendations and book your doctor is through the free, let me say that again, free ZocDoc app. You download it for free on your iPhone. You search for a doctor. It could be a general practitioner. You can find specialists. You give it your insurance card. You say, this is my insurance. Only show me doctors that take my insurance. And show me the top-rated doctors, which ZocDoc shows you top-rated doctors. These are patient-reviewed doctors, so you can trust the reviews. It's not just random reviewers. And you can find an excellent doctor. Book it right there in the app. You know, I was going to refer to the notes that they had, but I'm spitting this here. I'm just spitting it off the dome because I've done this personally several times. I booked doctors for myself. I've done telehealth appointments for myself. I did telehealth appointments for my kids. You can look at pediatricians. One had, like, their eye was getting a little red, and we're like, no, we're not letting this fester. And so got to right on a video call. I literally, now ZocDoc says, you know, it might take 24 hours to book an appointment, which is true. Many doctors are available within 24 hours. I've had the experience where I will book something at 7 in the morning and have a telehealth appointment at 10 in the morning and get it done. Get it done. That's how you do it with ZocDoc. They can take that tagline and run with it. I'm sorry, I'm a little excited about ZocDoc today. I don't know what it is. Andrea, you've tried ZocDoc too. I know you're excited about it. Maybe not as jazzed as me. But
I mean, you seem pretty jazzed. That's pretty tough. But I will say that it has been absolutely fantastic. I told the story before. My wife is like, she needed to go to the doctor real quick, and she's looking at, you know, the normal, like, urgent care walk-in places around us. There's one a few minutes down the road. We already know it takes our insurance because we were able to do all of that through ZocDoc. And, you know, she can just walk in. She could just drove down there. But no, she checked in and did everything through the ZocDoc app. She walked in the door. Within like a minute of her walking in, they're like, oh, Faith? And she's like, yes. And then she walks all past these sour-faced people that are just sitting there in the lobby waiting. There's, you know, a couple sitting there with like three children that are just stewing in their unpreparedness because they could have downloaded ZocDoc. They could have done it, Stephen. It was free. They could have done it and got right in there, but they didn't, and they had to suffer because of it.
That's right.
So don't suffer and get ZocDoc.
I almost felt bad.
Almost.
That's right. I almost felt bad for that family.
Frankly.
Almost. But then you reminded me, it's a free. I don't know if I mentioned that. ZocDoc is a free app where you find amazing doctors. Book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, located near you, of course, treat almost any condition you're searching for. So, and once you find the doc, of course, you book them in. I already said everything that are in the notes because I just know. I use this thing all the time. So here's what you do. Go to ZocDoc.com/HKI, the website. I know you can go to the App Store and just download it there, but no, go to the website so they know you heard about ZocDoc through HomeKit Insider. ZocDoc.com/HKI. Download the ZocDoc app for free, then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/HKI. ZocDoc.com/HKI. The link's in the show notes, too. You just click the link. ZocDoc. Thank you. Thank you, ZocDoc. All right. Are you giving FineWoven another chance here? Are you giving another chance of redemption? What's happening?
Oh, I'm not giving it another chance, but we have finally the final FineWoven product to hit the market.
Final countdown.
It is the FineWoven Magnetic Link.
There it is.
Apple Watch Band. So all of the others have been available for a little while now, but the Link Band is just begun shipping to customers last week as you listen to this episode. So here is the evergreen color. Here is
I like the evergreen.
There's taupe.
Oh, okay. Taupe. Sure.
And finally,
tip.
We got our like Pacific blue color here. Those are all three of the FineWoven Bands.
That's nice.
And I will say they are better than the cases. They're better than the cases. These actually feel nice. Okay. I'm wearing leather link here, FineWoven one. Exact same, like, everything about them. I will say the pull strength is a little bit more, probably because just that FineWoven material has a texture to it, a very slight texture, so they don't come apart as easily as the leather ones do. They seem to be just as sturdy as the leather ones here. Comparatively, people have been complaining about the... I've seen a lot of comments of their FineWoven cases falling apart. I don't know if that's people just, hating on FineWoven in the comments to be cool, or if it's actually happening. But I actually do like these bands much more than I do like all the other FineWoven accessories. And these I would happily recommend. Like if you like these colors and stuff, the Magnetic Link is my favorite band that Apple makes, I'm pretty sure, other than maybe like the Steel Link one, because that's really cool. But these are still easily recommendable, even with FineWoven. I thought this was kind of funny, Steven. I went to go return a FineWoven accessory because I didn't need it, and I go to return the store, and the guy's like, "Okay, what's the reason that you're returning this?"
Sure.
And I'm like, "Well, my wife just did not like the FineWoven material," and he just starts laughing and goes, "Yep, that's fair. That's fair." And he's like, "I'm just going to put that under changed minds as the reason and process that return." But it still seems like they are battling this. It's not in the press as much anymore, but it still seems like they are battling this FineWoven mess. I was in that App Store for quite a bit, and I did go and look at the FineWoven cases, and they're still just covered in finger scratches, all over the
nails.
Backs.
Yes.
They look ridiculous. And what's weird, the leather ones never were like that. People could scratch leather, but I don't know if people just didn't, or it just didn't show as much, or maybe it just looked more patinaed and better. I don't know. But those cases always look terrible. I don't know why anyone would look at them and be like, "Yeah, I want to buy that. That looks great."
It is a controversy. I have heard, like you are saying, the Apple Watch bands feel a little better. Still not like great, but better. And yeah, I thought about trying it, but I got the Trail Loop with my Apple Watch Ultra 2, and I actually really like it. It's very comfortable, and I've just been sticking with that. And I got some solo loops, I also got one of those time porters, by the way. You showed the time porter on a previous episode. It's the 12 South device where you can hang some Apple Watch bands. I put that in my closet. It's pretty fun. That's cool. And I filled it up. I fit 7 bands across it, some solo loops, my Ocean band, and the braided not the braided FineWoven, the braided solo loop, braided woven, FineWoven. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, it's great. I like the solo loops. So, okay. Well, if you want to check out the FineWoven Apple Watch bands, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, you have another thing in here. This is not an instrument, contrary to my thinking. The Armonica. The Armonica. What is this?
So here it is. This is a new wallet that I am testing out. Hopefully, a review will be up at some point to go with this. But it's made by a company called BAZZA, BAZZA.
BAZZA.
Link in the show notes, all that stuff. So these are made in Italy. There's factories right outside of Milan. They said, which, if that's of importance to you, they're I guess not mass produced, in China or something. They're produced in Italy. So at first I thought this was just kind of like a plastic material, but it's actually made of what they call bliss, and it's their own material that is comprised of 62% bio-based components, and it's made from beans and not oil, and the entire thing is recyclable, and it reduces carbon emissions by 94%. But I'm not sure reduces it by what, compared to leather or plastic. I'm not sure. I'm just reading what they say for that part, and you guys can take their word for it if you'd like. But I do like that it's 62% bio-based for this material and not your standard petroleum-based plastics. So that's definitely a good thing here. They claim that this is a one of the only wallets that can be as kind of thin and light because of their own bliss material that they've used, and then they have the AirTag that sits here, and there's nothing on the top or the bottom of the AirTag. It's kind of hard to see. You can see it from the outside, but without covering it, it's able to keep it even thinner because there's no more material there, and it does get very flat when it's folded up. You can fit 12 cards in here plus cash.
Whoa!
So yeah, here's another one, the pink one, and you open it up, and boom, like an accordion.
Oh, right.
Yep. So 2 cards in each of these slots. You can fit 12 total. There's 6 slots. And cash can go straight down in the middle. So opens up nicely. Slide out your card. Close it back up. It locks shut. It feels very soft. This bliss material has a nice soft feel to it. It's pretty cool. It's really, really lightweight. Like, these things weigh nothing. Like, the one with no cards in it, it's, I don't know, the AirTag is the heaviest thing. Otherwise, it feels like a piece of paper or something in your hand. It is interesting that it's made, like, so they even have no, like, glues or anything. Everything is just held together with, like, pins and stuff on the inside. Again, we're playing focus on the camera, but there's like little pins inside for this little strap to hold in. They say it's virtually indestructible. Okay. This material is super duper strong, so it's not going to break down on you. But I thought this was cool. I thought this was a really neat thing. It's a affordable wallet. Comes in a bunch of nice colors. Feels soft. It does, like, when you just hold it, it feels a little cheap because it's so lightweight, but knowing that it's not plastic in it, I've been trying to see how strong this is without trying to break it. It feels really strong. Like, I've been trying to take this with me a lot, and I don't think it's going to break. I don't think it's going to come open, but just kind of neat. I like this. This is a neat little wallet. So I'll have a full review up on this guy, but if you're looking for like a AirTag kind of wallet, this is pretty sweet.
Huh. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's $32, just the wallet. If you want to buy the wallet and an AirTag, $64. If you want a wallet, AirTag, and have your initials embroidered on the wallet, you can do that also. That's the initials are free of charge, $64. This is pretty cool. It comes in a wide variety of colors, and it's fascinating. It's an interesting wallet. I'm thinking about it now. I mean, I immediately want it, of course, but I've been doing the ESR wallet, the ESR MagSafe wallet for a long time. We've talked about it in the past, and I've actually I've realized. I mean, this might seem obvious, but you really have to use something for a little while to know if you like it, to know if you actually want to use it. I know that sounds silly, but like, I tried the ESR wallet at first, and it was like, yeah, okay, cool, seems like a novelty. I just like forced myself to use it for a week, and like, man, now that I have the Pro Max, I love the finger loop because I can hold the phone. I love that I can open it as a stand. I'll do that now if I'm like sitting down to eat lunch real quick, but I want to put something on my phone. Like, I can set my phone down. Plus, it has the Find My built in. I've really liked it. So I know we've already talked about it, but I just renewed appreciation for the ESR MagSafe wallet and other wallets like it. Let me ask you this, kind of unrelated. We talked about Qi 2 a number of weeks ago, and we're like a month or two into the iPhone 15 cycle. Is there any sign of like a Qi 2 ship on the horizon? Like, is it like coming anywhere?
Well, I still haven't gotten any full launch PR yet. So I don't think that we're out yet.
Okay.
It was supposed to, I thought, come in October, but now we're here in November. Well, so we'll see. Well, as soon as they start shipping, believe me, I will have them. Oh, by the way, since we're kind of mentioning Qi chargers or MagSafe stuff, that new Belkin one dropped, which is pretty cool looking. It's really nice.
Yes.
That does look cool. Really cool. Really nice. And they dropped it like at the eve of the Apple event, like just slipped it in after the event.
Yes.
So it's like the Boost Charge Pro 2 or Boost Charge Pro 2-in-1 MagSafe dock. But it's got fast charging Apple Watch. Right. I really like the ones with the Apple Watch on the back because I don't really use it at nightstand anymore. I usually wear it to bed, but then I'm going to use standby mode on the iPhone. So the top of it pivots upwards and it can go, nice standby mode, fold it flat and use any Qi devices. And it comes in like this really nice kind of like tannish white and a charcoal black that look really pretty. They got braided cables, like polished metal. The polished metal also like matches the color of the one that you got. So they look really nice. Come with a 30-watt power brick in there. I like these. These look really cool.
Yeah. It looks very cool.
Also, one of the few...
These are some pictures. We have an article.
So I was going to say, one of the few that don't have Apple's white puck. There's like 3 on the market now. So as you can see in that photo, if you're watching the video, the whole top of it is like soft touch silicone versus Apple's bright white MagSafe puck. So like it fully blends together. Of course, the Apple Watch puck is still bright white, but the MagSafe pad has been changed.
That's cool. No, it looks good. It looks good. I'm excited to try one. All right, now you also have something here. I went to the Amazon link, and I did not know what my eyes were perceiving. So can you tell me what's going on? My printer's going crazy right now, so you can explain while my printer does whatever it's doing.
Okay, Steven. I don't know what you want to call this. I wrote some name suggestions that we can go through. There's the Mod Mac Mini, the Mac Mini Mod Book, iPad Mac Mini, Apple TinyBook Mini. These are all suggestions for. It's not hooked up, so it doesn't do anything. But this right here, which is a Mac Mini and an iPad Mini coming together as one. Use your iPad Mini as a display for your Mac Mini. Tiny little laptop-y, desktop-y, whatever you want to call this. This is a thing right here.
I mean, I love it. I don't know, like, I don't even. Somebody's printing behind me. I don't even know, like, I don't even know what to think about it. It's a laptop, but I mean, honestly, that's way more expensive than a MacBook Air. I mean, you get like a base model Mac Mini for $500, iPad Mini for $600. Spend $1,100, you should get a MacBook Air for $1,000.
Yeah,
anyway,
but Steven, you also have boom, iPad Mini, boom, just iPad
yeah, Mini. It's fair. So what is the plan to what printer? What are you doing? Sorry. Okay. So is the plan to like use a video HDMI capture card so the iPad shows the HDMI screen, or to use universal? Like, what is the thought there? None.
Dude, I don't know. I frankly do not know. I just bought this immediately. Figure out how and why afterwards. Like, seriously.
Okay.
You have multiple
sure.
options, obviously, with this. So in the spot that you're showing right now on camera, they actually show it directly connected in over USB-C with no USB-C capture card. So I am curious, is it just going to use universal control or something, or do I need to use my capture card that I have sitting here on my desk? Like, should I plug that in and make it work? Or maybe there's like a tiny one that's in that cable that you just don't even notice. Not 100%.
Did it come with a cable?
No.
Did it come with a cable at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Interesting. Man, all these pictures really make it look like it comes with a cable.
It does not.
I mean, it's. I guess if you run the Orion app, which is a free app, it's been going around the internet.
Or Lux, which is super nice.
Right. Maybe it would show the iPad Mini as a monitor.
I don't know.
Orion is made by Lux.
Okay.
Lux Camera is the company. They make the Orion app, which is free. But maybe that reads as a display to the Mac. I'm not sure, but this is wild. I mean, this makes me kind of upset, honestly. Like, because you still need keyboard and mouse, because it's not like the iPad touchscreen is going to work. You can't use the touchscreen. Like, Mac doesn't support touch, so you still need a mouse and keyboard, which none of these pictures show.
They're pitching this as a portable case. So literally the idea is just intended to be able to bring your Mac Mini with you, which is a real situation. Like, there's a ton of different Mac Mini cases on the market. There's like soft ones, there's hard ones, and some of it's just, working on set or whatever. There is a real workflow situation for portable Mac Minis. Like right there's another couple options listed on Amazon. This one is just unique because of the fact that they're giving you that option to use your Mac Mini or your iPad Mini as the display. You don't need to have a portable monitor with you. So if you're someone who like travels with a Mac Mini for whatever reason, this is an option. It's also just bizarre looking, which is why I was so curious about it.
It's hilarious.
It's really funky, but there actually is a legitimate reason for using this. As ridiculous as it seems. Like, no one should try like, oh, I'm going to save so much money by skipping out on my MacBook Air and just buying this instead. Like, if that's you, you're clearly from the 50s.
Stop it.
I don't, yeah.
Clearly. So I will say, I've been in some live production environments where Mac Minis would be like used to run displays, sometimes even LED walls. And now that you can get an M2 Pro Mac Mini, like, it can be pretty beefy. And, they've been in, like, racks and stuff, but a lot of times you do need a monitor quickly to, like, manage the Mac Mini for a second, so then you can screen share from another Mac. And so, like, I could totally see this as a way to, like, you know, you gotta have your little mouse there and a keyboard. You're plugging into different things. I can see it. I can see it. So that's wild. I'm gonna go Tiny Book Mini.
Got it.
I think we should call it the Tiny Book Mini.
Okay.
That's Tiny Book Mini. I think that's the right one. You definitely need to make a video about that because I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah. Give it a day or so.
Yeah, that's
hoping it's up by the time you guys see this before the new Macs arrive.
that's amazing. All right, let's get to one listener question we had from Carissa. She was asking about the Meross Garage. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say she. They are asking about the Meross Garage door opener and asking if it was the MSG 100 or 200 model. I looked it up, and mine is the Meross Garage Door Opener MSG 100. I have the 100 HomeKit device, requires no hub. It connects over Wi-Fi. And as I have said before, it is one of the most solid HomeKit devices in my house. It has never shown me as accessory not responded. And I get the status closed and open is always right on. And so for what it's worth, mine is the MSG 100 and it's great. And that's all I have to say about that. Do you have the MS 100?
I do not have either of them.
I don't.
The last one that I've been using has been the MyQ one that's been discontinued.
Okay, very good. Well, there you go, and it's great. And so I'll put a link to the thing in the show notes. The 100 you can get on Amazon. It's usually about $50 or $40, but it's been great. And so any other questions, listeners, reach out to Andrew, myself. All of our social media information is in the show notes. You can leave comment on the YouTube video. Go to youtube.com/HomeKit Insider. You can subscribe there. And as always, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
See you, everyone.